for that Talia, for that Rumble to get that damage down. I imagine if you want an engaged support, it's probably just the Leone here for Dplus. Poppy got good value too, though, into the Rakan and the Vi, if you wanted to take it.
Your frontline would be kind of insane. And they're going to go for Yuumi after all of that.
Okay, so electing to make the decision that we have enough engage. You know, we have the Jarvan and potentially the Azir as well. The Ornn when we get to the 5v5s. We want a bit more scaling. You've picked Rakan into Ezreal. You just don't have really the threat in the 2v2. So we're going to pick a scaling pick. We're going to go for this Yuumi. And especially with the Enchanter item changes, we've seen more of these in the LCK Cup, right? We've had the Sonas, the Seraphines, even the Karmas come out, where they've gotten some of these powerful items that have just allowed you to scale up and have more power. Seeing an angle, and really this is kind of put Dplus in a position where now...
The Rumble to Keen, though, we'll have to see how it does go here as we're hopping on the rift for game number 1. Here we go, game 1, and Career, who has been struggling here in the LCK Cup play-ins and playoffs. He's put on Yuumi, and I think it does show power. You're playing into a lot of hard dive where the Talia can be good, but isn't okay. Well, the Yuumi's in a lot of trouble. Career just going to get locked up and just die. First blood given over to Ruler. That is one of the things.
Yeah, a little bit disrespectful, and now this should be a second kill secured.
Yep, Canyon right here. Smash has his flash, but yeah, just going to go for the knock up here. Nice tanking with the barrier. It was a little bit close, but Canyon is going to pick up the kill. That's 2 already. Have a lot of experience, especially Career. Like Smash at least has some. As every so often we're looking at the top lane, trying to go for an aggressive trade here. You see Keen is going to overheat, and Siu's taking a ton of damage from those autos. He's going to be silenced for a while, but does get it back. The flash on him from Siu, though, and Keen has to flash away, and he dives in the solo kill against Siu's Ornn.
And you know, I was a little solo kill onto Keen. Beautifully played there. And top lane going pretty good so far. A bit of a referee for Dplus that they desperately needed.
Well, they're going on in. They want to pull the trigger on a Ruler who does not have his subs back. It is 3v4 though, guys, and that is a Yuumi. Showmaker just gets here. So going extra aggressive is not going to pay off. Smash has to flash away. Does avoid the knockup. You know that Smash pretty good at pressing his buttons, but the idea to go in there, not the best.
Yeah, a little bit overzealous. You have to remember.
It's not that bad on Rakan, you know?
Sure.
You press the quickness and
I mean, they're useful, it looks funny, right? Yeah. They're all looking for Siu now. He has sums, though.
Yeah, we'll see if he can get out of this one. The ult is going to be utilized first, and then the flash comes out, and that's just a little bit too late, as it's a very challenges.
Yeah. Keen
like,
still has ult as well. Keen still has ult, so they absolutely cannot. No,
they can't. No, you can't. Okay, they're going to try anyway. As Lucid does go in, they're trying to take out Ruler, who is going to get cataclysmed, and is left alone, goes into the barrier, and eventually he survives against only the Jarvan. And this is kind of the disaster we were expecting. 2 kills do go to Gen.G on top of the Drake they were already getting.
It just felt like they weren't communicating. Like, if she was TPing top, that is fine. Don't contest Dragon. Like, you can't do both at the same time. Either Siu is joining the fight for Dragon, or I think the better call is you opt out of it, because again, you have this...
Still go for Collector 4th. You know, he's obviously not going for it here 3rd, but perhaps the 4th item, he'll go Collector and make a lot of people very angry. But to be honest, I think at this point he can build literally anything. Lucid is trying to take this Rift Herald. And, you know, if it wasn't on Vision, I think maybe he would have been able to take it down. But we got TPs coming in. This is definitely what we expected from this one. Showmaker and Lucid sticking on this as the Equalizer goes directly on the Showmaker, and it will actually, the kill at least, go over to Lucid. But immediately Showmaker's just kind of dead, is going to get a nice sweep. And the eye was also picked up. So 1 death as Siu's trying to get in there. They're actually re-engaging here, 4v5, as Lucid is just going to die. And Smash and Xiu just have to run tail between their legs, trying to get as many Qs down as possible, but yeah, just not looking so hot. As Gen.G will pick up 2 kills. Gonna actually lock down Xiu as well, just kind of posturing in mid lane for some reason. As Xiu,
oh no.
Oh, it's coming down, and oh no, Smash jumps out of the way. But to be honest, if he didn't do that, he probably dies too. So, yeah, it doesn't look great, but it's still 3 kills here for Gen.G.
Not sure you want your 80 carry blocking scalings on Jin.
Is it his, like, flowers on the ground?
Yes, that's what has it. You just stack a ton of them in a brush and you just wait for someone to walk in. That's all you got going for you.
It's like Teemo, but worse. Or actually, maybe it's better. I don't know. Teemo's pretty bad. Ruler is just kind of dying. Yeah, it's going to be a shutdown. He just elected to die in the mid lane.
He did have flash. He could have lived that, but holding on to the flash for that soul fight was definitely an overstep there.
We got a big rotation coming in from Jarvan.
I don't think Lucid has the damage to kill him.
Not alone, but he might want to try to keep him around. Flash available for Keen, and Gen.G just pull the trigger on the mid lane as Smash is going to be caught out. They don't have that much damage, but it is enough. As Showmaker eventually will take down Keen, but he doesn't really care about that. At least the shutdown does go over to Showmaker as Gen.G, after that pick, pushing mid.
I think some good plays from Dplus in terms of the picks they're getting, but I do think that Smash should have backed away when your jungler's walking down and make that play bot. Saved him, but it was definitely close.
It's going to be Chemtech Soul, 23 minutes into the game. And we like to rag on Chemtech Soul, but, you know, it's still a soul. It's still going to give you some beneficial stats. You see that Lucid is trying his best to have some presence here. The wall is going to come down and deny Shelly on top of it. Equalizer as well. More of a zoning and damage ult. They have the Jin as well, opening up the curtains as in goes Lucid, just taking a massive amount of damage, just dies. And the double knockback here from CHOVY onto Smash, and Xiu should put an end to this one. As Showmaker trying to get on in there and send it for the team, but instead he's just going to eat a rock to the face. Career as well. Yeah, I mean, he's playing Yumi. Just sad times for cats everywhere on Runeterra. So that's going to be the end of that one. A full ace, and only Keen dies.
Yeah, kind of feels like it's him against the world right now. But unfortunately, he can't do enough.
There's a thing happening here. Okay, well, with Smash, might be able to get this one down. The flash comes out from Ruler, and Lucid flashes in, but Ruler just lives through everything. And I think that's a lot of help from Duro, as well as some big items helping out. As Smash and Lucid get baited into dying. I mean, at this point, you might as well, right? Like, you might as well just go for a pick. That looks actually kind of close, but not meant to be at the end of the day. It's 11,000 gold here.
If Ornn could make every single item you have an ornament, Gen.G would still be up in gold.
Yeah. Taking a look at the levels. We have a 20-match winning streak for Gen.G.
No.
Ruler's like he's coming and he's on the way.
나 어디가? 당황스럽네.
He's saying like, where are you going?
진짜 나 너무 당했어. 이거 터뜨려. 네.
Not sure if he was talking about Lucid or Siege here very easily with the Baron. That, I believe, is nearly going away, but either way. Just coming on in there as Duro does take a bunch of damage. Okay, there's the right timer. 30 seconds on the Red Bull Baron power play. Trying to go on Akeem here. He is very caught. Has to flash away. Lucid's going in, and eventually will take him down with the Cataclysm. Duro gets in there, and we are getting down and dirty in this game. It is getting quite messy, as Canyon going to be knocked up as well, trying to just get out at this point in time. But Gen.G, the wallets are gigantic. The coins are flying out of it as they're running around. And you see Smash trying his best, is going to get knocked up by the Rakan, but he's here. And the Ezreal, it's enough, and now they're going to get in onto Ruler. Might even be able to take out CHOVY here. Not quite, but Gen.G certainly playing with their food and not liking what they see.
This is getting messy from Gen.G, honestly.
Yeah. They don't generally do this.
Oh,
he's
he wanted to keep that GA alive.
Smash is, he is trying his best to smurf this game. And it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I'm going to say, I saw Duro was spamming his E button. He has the upgraded mirror treads. Oh, yeah. Can't find anything. I saw Duro spamming his E button. I could tell. And he was just
Arcane shifted towards Duro, who has everything.
By the way, Ruler has no armor pen.
Yeah.
And this Ornn is tanky.
So the Mosquito build is actually, okay, this time he's going to go in. The damage not quite layered, but in goes Canyon. The follow-up again, not quite there. Canyon in trouble. Double sweep comes in from Showmaker for him to just kind of go into the turret and die. You know, DK, now that they're 12,000 gold behind, are playing really well. It just doesn't really matter because the wallets are just so heavy. And that's going to be the end of this fight, it looks like, as the grenade does come out. And Smash is just on the run. Lucid trying his best to just taxi the team out. And no root is going to land, but the fight is still heavily won by Gen.G.
I think Showmaker goes for the aggressive play, but they just can't quite finish them off. You know, a bit too tanky, not enough gold, the Chemtech Soul. And the problem is, Showmaker going in means they lose one of their carries. And now, trying to defend, need to clear out this wave.
Well, they're clearing out the wave decently well, even though they do not have the Azir. But another wave does come in, and it's a cannon wave. That's going to be pretty rough as Lucid goes in, goes out, but the knockback comes in on the Smash, and that will put the knockback onto this game as well, as Gen.G will be taking this one 1-0. It got messy, it got crazy, it didn't have to, but Gen.G did have a lot of fun in this one as they take game number 1 in fancy fashion. Yeah,
it got a little bit goofy, I'll admit, if we're really gonna shake our expectations from what we saw. I think Shivu, though, had a good game. I think the solo kill, the Gwen is better. So, is better. I was gonna say was already good back in the day. So Jay should be doing fine into Gwen. It's gonna be the Yunara Nami, and they're looking. Sorry, Yunara Lulu, and they're gonna be going the Corki Nami. So wanting to win out that lane matchup. It's Cassiopeia here, which I think feels a little uncomfortable when Gen.G not only has a good amount of poke, but also that sort of charm from a distance that's quite non-committal. The Dplus composition is pretty short-ranged, and I think Gen.G can kind of just stand back, poke, prod, land a charm, connect with that, and you're in a really good spot. Like, Dplus don't really have any way to engage other than send the Wukong in, and it's actually quite hard because, you know, Jace can operate from a really long distance. Corki and Arya are both quite mobile. That being said, we've seen Jace be difficult to wield. It's Gen.G, right? So they are quite,
it's keen.
It is also keen.
Poking and very hard to lock down against basically no engage. So let's jump on the rift for game 2. Alrighty, game 2 of the upper bracket, round 2. Gen.G was waiting here. They selected Dplus. They're looking for their 21st match win in a row against this team. And are they actually going to die? I mean, they're very low and not a lot of subs available. Career taking sword and a double rocket to the face! Smash! Hands on his head. Yeah, he knows. He knows about the boom boom damage.
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, boom. All right, there's a nice bait here, actually. Lucid gonna get in on top of Ruler, who does use. Oh no, yeah, the rocket is going to miss, and now CHOVY does come down, but Duro in a lot of trouble. That's a kill going over to Career. Super low on health is Smash, though, has to disengage, and that means that it will be a kill on the Lucid in the follow-up. As CHOVY continues in, the charm is going to miss, though.
Good dodge.
As now we got Showmaker coming over, and even he doesn't feel that confident to go in.
Yeah, Canyon's just kind of playing. And you can see Ruler getting a lot of poke here. It's the big one that comes in a second. Now.
That went through Smash, by the way.
Yeah.
We have a play in bottom lane as Duro is just dead. Canyon says, I will get revenge for my supports.
Honestly,
please consider Duro in your palm vote.
Good fighting back from Smash and Korea. Canyon have to put extra attention down to kind of figure things out.
I mean, in live, they were in between turrets. Like, they're zoning Smash and Career off of farming, and it's just feeling really bad. They're trying to take down Canyon now, and they might just be able to, so at least that does come through.
They're answering back really well. Ruler's still ahead, but it's TP as well on CHOVY. Does hit level 11, but it's going to get a reset. So if CHOVY TPs, maybe they can set up for this. They're looking for Smash, though.
Yeah, just trying to kill Smash here, but it's Lucid, actually, who gets the big play with the Wild Growth on top of it. Gen.G totally baited, and now Smash running forward. Canyon has to flash away. Smash goes on in, and it works out this time. Picks up the double kill, and that is a very fed Yunar at this point.
Charging in with the Corki, being the one to lead it, a little bit ambitious. Wasn't that terrible. When they got to the 5v5s, like all things considered, there were some okay moments. It's just they were 13,000 gold down. So I mean, a closer game.
Oversteppers here, as we are going to have the charm come in, the flash and the ult does go down, but CHOVY does not get hit. Lucid, though, is here. Flash available for CHOVY, so he's not going to overcommit. But at least does trying to be pretty proactive. You know, with Cassiopeia winning her lane, with Smash and Career not really being challenged. Now, is this too deep, is the question. Is going to go in with the Cyclone. The red buff is taken here by Canyon, as he might just die anyway, but the heals do come in from Duro. And Showmaker not committing to the kill, actually. Does back off a little bit, and does not commit to take down Canyon, who did have his flash.
Ooh. Close down the rocket.
Uh-oh. Looks like she should be okay, but
1 second on the ult from CHOVY. It won't chase, ultimately. But pressure achieved for Gen.G. Remember, they're the ones with the poke and the sustain for the Nami, so when everyone ends up low HP after these fights, it feels like they're the ones who benefit. Both mid laners getting some pressure in the side lane, but it's CHOVY who's hitting the tower. But now, this is the poke from Gen.G's composition. Gonna lead to them getting that mid-tier 1. Which they will feel good about. Dragon in 30 seconds, resets coming in a little late.
It's looking like they don't want to.
This is typically when Gen.G would be quite strong, but Ruler's... Oh,
CHOVY just kind of going insane mode. Not going to land that charm, though, on a Smash. Does a little bit of damage, but they have the Lulu, as Lucid says, I've got a Rift Herald. CHOVY tries again. That's not going to work out. Now CHOVY in an awkward spot, and the engage is gigantic for the Wukong, and the Lulu picks up CHOVY, who was trying to be the playmaker, but it does backfire big time. And now the push is on here for DK, and maybe a dragon in their pockets.
Yeah, CHOVY tries to be the hero and just massively oversteps. You know, this is a composition that can poke and prod. He tries to engage, and it backfires completely. And now Dplus will pick up the dragon, easy as that.
Now Canyon's going to find Xiu here in the jungle. He's also got Duro on the way. Flash available for Xiu. He's going to utilize it, but okay, he's running it off, actually. And he does get away.
Went too tanky. They will get this tower in the top lane, but it doesn't really feel like much of a consolation prize, especially as they're trading on the other side of the map. Good patch. So not really...
Feels like it does nothing.
It's not hitting that hard. Oh, there's a snake behind.
They saw him. Like, they know he's here. And now Showmaker just going to try to flash away, but instead he's just going to die. So
okay, that's not good.
The Gambit does not pay off. Although they are going to get tier 1, but they're losing the Drake for sure.
Went for the sneaky flank, got caught out.
Meanwhile, okay, Duro just going to melt just like that. Smash, diving the turret, flashing underneath, and picks up the double kill. Meanwhile, CHOVY just a solo kill on a Gwen here on Xiu in the top lane. Pretty interesting how that one managed to work out. The dragon, by the way, was not taken. So Canyon had to back away just based off the aggression of DK.
Yeah, this ends up working out favorably for Deep. No.
Just kidding.
No, he's taking the scuttle crab. Yeah, so they end up getting the dragon anyway. They circumvent the entire situation because Ruler and Duro just disrespect Smash and Career. Shock Blast, they're just not doing that much damage. You know, I think the big takeaway is he was pushed out from the jungle.
Oh, this time he is going to force CHOVY to use all his dashes in the opposite direction. Nearly dies to the final blast into the Gwen, picks up Dusk and Dawn, and takes over the game. Which is probably going to happen. Oh, the tidal wave, very nice, but I don't think Ruler gets out anyway, as Lucid just finds the angle. Showmaker does have TP as well. You see they pull off the Baron. They're not actually going for this.
Okay,
That
did more
blast
damage.
did some damage, okay?
Yeah. Squish your target.
TP's coming in
Did a lot more, but
from both. Actually, don't really get too much value out of that. They are going to get first track in a mid lane inner, so they do take that down.
Gen.G are in a comfortable spot here.
Well, they want to go in on a Shu and try to burst him down before the fight even begins. He's in the mist, and he is immune, but not for long, as eventually he will be taken down. Even the Wild Growth gets used here, as he was 100% dead, Wild Growth or not.
Can they do Baron, though, is the question. They've been a lot of tools there already. Duro and Canyon's ults down. This is still risky.
My eyes are on CHOVY. He's got the engaged potential. Lucid's going to go in. Ruler takes a heaping helping of damage. And now, Smash is just running forward. And CHOVY is late to the party, although he does take him down. And that's going to be a lot of damage taken away. And Canyon, kind of unkillable, as CHOVY goes back in. Lucid on the backswing is taken down by CHOVY. A very close fight in this one. But Smash does go down.
Yeah, a lot of shutdowns picked up for Gen.G. They end up ahead in gold going down, but the flash away keeps him alive. And then Showmaker and Korea just disengage from the situation.
And they're just trying to take Baron here in live. It looks
yeah,
like with Showmaker
on the end.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Showmaker's still done. So I think with Showmaker not in the game at the moment for 10 seconds and no TP. Oh no, just gonna face check the brush. And DK, you cannot afford to make little mistakes like this and give free kills to Gen.G. Yes, you're ahead, you have the Cloud Soul, but they will always punish you.
This is such a frustrating game for Dplus because that play around the Baron, it doesn't feel great, but it doesn't feel that bad. It was pretty even until Showmaker died in the back end. You know, we thought he was out.
And now they're trying to overextend here. The bubble comes in, Lucid is caught, and I mean, they don't have Shu. They're just, I don't know, it feels like DK are the desperate ones.
They've lost all discipline. This is unnecessary. They're just throwing themselves at Gen.G.
This was, I mean, DK were in total control of this game. And it was close, but like, a couple big mistakes here and there, and now all of a sudden it doesn't feel all that close.
I mean, the gold was neck and neck. Even though it felt like Dplus were getting these advantages,
yeah.
Smash was fed. They got the Cloud Soul, which should have really helped them out. The gold was close, and now Gen.G are 6,000 gold up.
This is a big Red Bull Baron power play, almost 4,000 gold and counting.
I think this is why it feels so frustrating, and you're losing. Dives in here, gets disengaged. Good peel from Duro, and they just blow them up. And now CHOVY might be in trouble.
I think CHOVY is in trouble indeed. He does not have his ult, and just like that, will be taken down.
Okay, good pick. Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know, we wouldn't see them set up for it, or them doing as much before.
Not like this. Well, actually, exactly like this. Caught on vision, kind of a wonky ward spot, and she just does not expect it. Although they didn't have ward in the bush either, so yeah, just assuming he would be okay. But CHOVY's just so fed that you can't make those plays anymore. Not at this point in the game. So now we got Elder in 5 seconds, and they don't have their Gwen.
I'm not even sure if they can make it in here. They're going to take so much poke as they move forward. They're already so low.
It's a very awkward spot to try to approach the dragon when you don't have vision in the brush. And they're just focusing down the Elder. It's getting quite low. The engage does come in from Canyon. It's going to force them back. But Lucid can get access to this pin. It's just going to be a flip, and it gets it to Lucid! Lucid with the big pickup as he's going to go down, but now Showmaker and Smash trying to move forward with that Elder buff. Not quite able to get on in there just yet, but they do take out Keen. And they say, okay, we got the Elder, that's good enough. CHOVY wants more, though. He's going to flash on in, takes out Lucid, forces a flash himself. And now Smash goes in and just goes to his GA. Does get the kill on a Ruler, so that could be pretty big. And we do have the res coming in. CHOVY tries to take him out, and he does! And that is gigantic from CHOVY, but still, Showmaker alive, Canyon trying to survive so the game doesn't end, but he will go down, and DK will look to push mid.
That's enough. They have a Gwen. They can end the game. The hero play from Smash and Lucy. They get the Elder low enough. They get the smite. They bring the game back.
And the game is over. It's just over from here. 17 seconds on the Jace. There's no chance. It's low health bars, but it does not matter. And Xiu gets back into the fight at the very end with this TP. He will be the one that kills the Nexus. Down it goes. Dplus Kia makes us have a series.
Oh, just rush in and finish it out.
Yep.
Smash with the 40k damage there. And look at that gold graph. That was troublesome. Well, I wish them luck. This is definitely a confidence pick from Ruladuro.
Yeah, he loves Callista, but like
an uphill battle.
Yeah.
I will say Gen.G definitely challenging themselves in this one. Showmaker considering going for the TF. Actually goes to the Malzahar. I think this is actually pretty cool. You know, we talked about the point and click CC being a problem. If you maintain your passive, a lot harder for them just to set up. You have wave clear, right? You can just kind of be non-interactive. The ult as well, suffocating into a composition. It's a short-range composition. So much control from this Dplus composition. It's so hard for anyone to step up. There's so much CC. There's a lot of frontline. There's a lot of AoE, a lot of death ball. I think this is really hard for Gen.G to play. If they don't get an early lead, really going to see them struggling in this one. I don't think people get to play the game.
Yeah, and it's not easy to get an early lead with what they have either. I mean, unless Canyon can go insane mode on this Pantheon.
Wait for the late game.
Yep. Chill out, take it slow. Surely they will do that as we hop onto the rift for game 3. All right, here we go. Level 1 shenanigans.
I think the main thing is tracking Pantheon because, you know, you should have prio on bot lane. As long as you just know where the Pantheon is, you should be.
Yep. Bit of trade of sums.
Oh no,
Canyon is coming down.
No, the level 3 gank.
Yeah, they just burned cleanse. This is becoming more and more popular. This level 3 gank, and here comes Duro. Engage Renata alongside of Engage Pantheon. Smash in a lot of trouble. There's the handshake, and Smash is done. First blood given over to Canyon. Even a little bit of extracurricular activity there at the end.
Oh yeah, he gets an ult too.
Yeah.
Did flash immediately. Immediately recognized the threat he was under.
Speaking of level 6, Xiu. Aggressive trade's going to force the flash out of Keen, who does not have his Grim Deliverance either. Presses R button, or so I thought, but he couldn't press it onto the Renata glass because of the Fate's Call.
Yeah.
And so sticking around, there's the flash R, and that is the lack of counterplay that they do have. But Ruler is able to flash away, but now the dive looking to come on in, and the cleaver kill just bonks him on the head.
Forward. Showmaker holds his ult though. Not falling for the trap so many players fall for. We don't get to continue this.
Oh, the drag back does come through the Grim Deliverance, and she was just dead. Had flash, did not get an opportunity to use it.
Yep. Unfortunate. I mean, Duro's going towards Mikhail's here. Oh.
Flash on in. This is Cannon trying to make a play. Showmaker just wandering in the bottom river. He is so dead. They give the kill over to Canyon.
One of the problems with Malzahar, you are immobile. You know, walking to the river, tricky.
Trade of ultimates. Ruler does take a little bit of damage there as well. Meanwhile, in mid lane, here is Canyon once again. No flash though, but he is very fast.
Oh,
as the ult comes in, catches him under the turret, and it might just get him. Yes, it will.
That ult timing was so good. He interrupted the stun. He actually had started the dash, and he caught him on it. Worked out so well, because he ends up getting the 1-for-1 trade when he would have otherwise just been dead.
Yeah.
Showmaker being targeted heavily now, but able to mitigate that, and now Lucid picks up the dragon. It's a Mountain Soul, which is just kind of disgusting if Dplus can get that. I mean, Mountain Soul in general is pretty good.
I think for both teams, really going to love to pick that up. Oh, we got the encore here. Ruler in a bit of trouble. Is going to have the bailout. Lucid getting pretty low, but he is Mundo as, not quite enough damage does come out. Meanwhile, we did see Xiu go down up in the top lane, but nice little play from DK down on the bottom side.
Yeah, Chovy doing his best. Malzahar and Ashe, they do feel like they just don't do much damage from behind.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we're diving top, so those look like Canyon and Ruler and them are going to get away. Grim Deliverance does come in, but she was being run down by Chovy, who's got the Realm Warp and just kills him as he's warping. So that's a pretty easy kill on Xiu, who is now 0-3.
Yeah, they're just bullying him out, and it's not really comfortable for Showmaker to move. These solo laners have been targeted so heavily. Oh, they found Canyon here.
Yeah, there's an opportunity. Gets the dot down, and Canyon with no flash, I think eventually just dies. He is healing quite a lot, though.
Yeah,
and the burn does come in as Chovy's here and wants to get something back. Doesn't get much back at all.
Nice.
Let's take a look at the top lane.
I feel like if they ult him, he's just gonna kind of live through it. Like, they have to kill him as well.
So we got TP and Lucid coming up here, but we got a TP coming in from Gen.G as well, as Chovy wants to join on in here, and Showmaker's gonna die first. So essentially just a safety TP from Chovy. Not even 100% sure they needed it, but either way.
Set up this Herald. Showmaker has TP though, so maybe a contest could come through.
And he's got lockdown as well. He's got that ult available. Duro just trying to frontline here. He gets stunned up, but now Keen and Canyon leading the charge, and in the choke is the hostile takeover. Just zones them away. Here's Showmaker. Doesn't want to use it onto Duro again, as now we're going to have the flash on forward, but again, that's only onto Duro. And Canyon just gets in the Rift Herald. It's like, what's up, guys? See you later.
You can see Dplus so much so trying to force that fight, seeing an angle, having these big cooldowns for the 5v5, but Gen.G just opt out of it. And a lot of flashes burn from Dplus. Showmaker, Smash, Career all have theirs down. Showmaker's was a bit before when that gank happened, but big flashes unavailable on these immobile backliners. And Dragon's up and available right now. Mountain Dragon being moved towards, but that Seraphine ult is down. Ashara's going to be up in a second.
This Rift Herald, by the way, it was dropped at the red team Raptors. And it's just being annoying. It's going to have to be cleared out in mid before they do make a move here towards the Dragon.
Showmaker still has his ult. Chovy doesn't have TP and he's not here, by the way. But now that she was a lot weaker.
No, the arrow's going to go wide. That's an ult already down. They engage onto the Mundo, but they just zone him away, essentially. Lucid does have to flash. As Keen is not done with his food, he takes down another kill. I think that's his third of the contest as they get the Dragon. The half-hearted engage from DK does not work. He's almost a full 3 levels ahead of Showmaker.
Level 16 on Rise. Yeah, that's rather good. Pretty solid.
Yeah, Realm Warp from anywhere. And now, as DK, the Dragon's already gone. We have Engage Renata coming in, and Engage Pantheon, I suppose, going over the top. They're trying to turn on to the Pantheon, but they just don't have any damage! And Chovy's soloing them. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Shu actually getting pretty close, but it is the res on the Zahin, so at the end of the day, you know, at least he got that. But that's not going to feel good regardless. Gen.G, they pick up the Dragon, they pick up the kill, and now...
I haven't even seen him actualize it yet. Yeah. So, okay. Well, this game seems a little bit unfortunate for Dplus. Oh, Lucy.
Yeah. You know, you gotta try, right?
I respect it.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
It would be nice to hit some shots.
Just mistakes.
You say that, but I feel like Chovy's not been playing bad. I think we just have a really high standard for him.
Yeah.
But Chovy, this is peak Chovy right now. Like, Chovy has not been peak Chovy in all through the LCK Cup. Right now, he is peak Chovy.
So you think he should get POM?
At this rate, yes. His Ari game was really impressive. This game has been really impressive.
I forgot I had Mediox here on the space, or on the,
no, I mean,
on the desk.
Based on this, he absolutely has earned it so far. If they win the series, you know.
It feels bad, you know, when you vote for Chovy when he deserves it, because he gets so many votes.
Well.
He gets so many votes when he doesn't deserve it 100%. I mean, but yeah,
his LCK Cup performance has been very good, but like, again, I think we just have him to such a high standard. But his standard so far in the series has been insane. And the thing is, Showmaker's been the best performer on Dplus, so I thought there'd be more of a fight. But Chovy's just been, quite frankly, gapping.
Yeah. He does not have Realm Warp, and he does not care.
Yeah.
This is Keen making his way in with a newly crafted Death Stance.
Yeah, you're not killing him.
Oh, they got through his shields. Okay, and the Encore comes in, and they're still not killing him.
It was close.
The bailout does come through. Chovy just trying to stand and deliver. Not quite going to work, though, as the stun hits too. Ruler goes down. Chovy hits the ground. And all of a sudden, DK find 3. We do have the ult away here from Canyon. And a nice little showing from DK.
Guys, it just feels like game one all over again.
Sail wide, but a lot of damage already done to CHOVY here.
CHOVY's level 18, so at least he can't get higher level.
Yeah. Sustain healing will go through to the side of DK. Kane can't really enter. He's being zoned away by the team, but this Dragon already has a lot of sticks in it from the Kalista, and the 1v1 is going on, but they're looking for that Mountain Soul. But Lucid in the pit was already able to steal one. Instead, this time he's just gonna have to flash away, and now CHOVY just flashes on in, doesn't do a whole lot, but tanks quite a bit. Should be going down though, as Duro as well, just thrown on in. And Shiu trying to attack that front line, but he is going to be taken down. They do get the Renata Glass, but Ruler is untouched, and Keen is untouched. Down will go Showmaker. And Keen a little bit low, but with the Kalista on the chase, it looks like they can't do much. Trying a little bit to go too far. And, you know, props to them against Mountain Soul and down 10,000 damage with the upgraded Mercs, who've got Mercs for pretty much everybody.
There's still no healing reduction on Gen.G though. When everything else is going on.
Yeah.
The top lane is in their own world, kind of.
It's for the best. We do have the engage here from everybody, it feels like. CHOVY and Canyon get on in there. They get encored, they get charged, but they don't seem to care. They just don't want to be kited out in this game, and they will not be in this one, as Shiu eventually is going to go down, and that will be the end of the game. Showmaker still alive, but still not even level 16. Malzahar not able to get as much value as he would have hoped. As Gen.G will take the series here 2-1. They have one more game to go until they can fully take it. As down will go the Nexus. And Gen.G a very comfortable game number 3 win.
That is certainly one way to do it. Just brute force, smash down the vanilla game. I think is a massive factor here. Yeah, that gold graph. Wait, actually,
for the Wombo at the expense of potentially heavier engages countered by the Thresh.
The mid lane pick for Showmaker. What can you pick that can survive here? You need damage output. It can't be just about the Aphelios.
Yone? Akali? TF? Certainly Anivia? No? Okay. I guess it's Anivia. Anivia going to be locked in here for Showmaker.
I mean,
he has a wall.
Like Anivia, we've seen Anivia in anti-dive situations, right? In terms of like, you know, you have the zone control, you're trying to peel backwards, you have the wall. But if you get flanked and they get on top of you, it can be a little awkward, right? We've seen comps where they kind of just bowl you over and you don't get to play the game. If you get caught up in an engage, you know, it's pretty uncomfortable. But you do have the egg, right? You do have good DPS output. We were struggling to think of something to play. I'm not really going to fault him for picking the Anivia here.
But let's see what is going to happen as we hop on the Rift for game number 4. All right, here we go. Game 4. Gen.G dominating game 3. Definitely the most dominant of the 3 games we've seen so far. Game 1 started off that way, and then it got really messy and long. It's the tempo egg. You know, it's like an extra health bar. You trade a lot, and then you go egg, and you just pop up. I mean, he's actually doing that. Like, this is actually tempo egg. So yeah, you know, has a little bit of an extra health bar, and he's still not really winning the trades.
Look at his health. He's so low.
Yeah. And he didn't have egg, so...
Oh, he doesn't have egg? What happened?
Yeah, I don't know. We are going to get a root down here. This is looking good for Smash and Career. That's first blood going to Smash's Aphelios.
Yeah, these look so intense. It looks like something's happening. It's not.
Yeah.
But it looks like something's happening.
She's going to have a big damage number in this game as the Scion. Showmaker, he is just going to die. And guess what? Duro actually blocking.
Canyon did walk over there and then decided again stopping Lucid from doing this. So this should help him kind of ward off the pressure. Yeah, this is a neat trick I like to call hitting level 6. I mean, the lane's been played very well by CHOVY, but it just feels like he's 20 CS up, he has the kill.
Showmaker's dead again. There's just no escape for an Anivia here. I mean, there's spell shield.
He has egg, actually.
Doesn't matter. He's just dead anyway. So the Envy here not really enjoying his time. Showmaker, game 2 gave us a lot of hope, and then game 3 immediately crushed it, and now game 4 is like our hopes were already crushed, and now it's just kind of it's like adding insult to injury.
What are you talking about?
You know. Well, we're engaging. Smash just gonna kill Ruler. Ruler doesn't even flash away. He says, "Yeah, I was just out of position. I just die." Ult comes through, and Duro. Ooh, very close.
I was gonna say, Brennan, I'm very hopeful for Gen.
Now, Lucid's still here. It's a nice amount of damage already on the Ruler, but we got TP coming in, and Lucid just gets away with the Lantern. So even getting the TP out of Chovy. Meanwhile, Keen just hanging out. Flash on in. He's gonna ult.
Oh my god.
That's the end of that. Career is just dead as they stuck around for Chovy to kind of just kill him.
Guys, did not see how fed Chovy is. They really should. They should have just
sparked the ability to do this dragon.
Yeah, trying to get some good poke down. There is sustain on Ruler though with a Vamp Scepter. It's not a ton, but oh.
All right.
Guys, you're in a choke point. You're in a choke point. Be careful.
Yeah, just going to go straight on top of Smash, who takes about a bajillion damage, doesn't have any of his sums, tried to cleanse, but instead just dies. Career able to get in onto the dragon, and still dies to the dragon with the help of Ruler. So, yeah. Got an ult down here on Akeen. Another turret shot, and down he goes.
What is Keen? What did Keen mean by
this? He got the crystalline overgrowth.
What did he mean by this?
Worth.
Okay.
And it's Ocean Soul. Chovy has to use his ult just to get away.
Oh. Okay. Rise with a dash. Think of the power.
Oh. What? He was not there. Duro does not have his flash, so instead, looks like the whole team is trying to come over and support him, but they're not quite able to do so. He finally does go in. That death sentence very close to Ruler.
Yeah, Ruler had Cleanso, so it would have just been that.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have gone down, but Duro caught out there. You feel very safe on the rel. You always have that crash down to get out of sticky situations, but the Thresh able to follow there and Lantern in some support to him. But no. Not really.
All right, gonna find Duro once again, but actually it's Duro who does have a TP coming in. Keen gets rooted up. That sentence not quite fast enough. And she was kind of tanking everything. So eventually, he will be pushed away. Not having a fun time playing in a Thresh and Nivea. It's part of the theoretical value against this. And the Rift Herald is getting pretty low. Just going to throw the Paranoia up. Canyon misses the eye at first, but now he does get it. Immediately goes on to the Scion and has a Spell Shield. As now we're looking for Smash in the backline. The damage, though, not quite there right away. So Smash is able to flash out. As now Keen tanking up quite a bit is just going to flash himself. And no full committal from either side, really, as we do have the Rift Herald this time. Going to force Lucid out, and she just takes the Lantern. And now we have the ult here. Very strange fight. They're eventually going to get Duro. As meanwhile, it looks like Showmaker had his flash forced by Chovy.
It's crazy only one person died in that fight. Very chaotic, very split. A lot of flashes in, flashes out. That really resulted in very little coming through from it. He wanted this whole game! He was willing to die for this tower. He got it in the end.
Try to force something. Although they do have position, and yeah, Lucid's got to be careful trading with the Fed Aurora, as now they're going to go for it, and Showmaker just dies. Okay, well, he was split off. He didn't quite have the wall right away. It wouldn't have helped anyway. And yeah, he just kind of dies. So they're going to take the Ocean Drake. Gen.G will.
Yep, pretty easy, pretty straightforward. They see Showmaker split off to the side. It's Gen.G who has control, who have the advantage in terms of vision, and they kind of just explode him very quickly, even through the egg. So Dragon picked up.
We're kind of fighting here on the left. You can see that Keen is once again overplaying his hands here on the tank Rek'Sai. Or is he?
Yes, he is.
He definitely is, and he will be punished for it. I was worried that he wouldn't be punished for it somehow. All right, trading mid-tier ones.
I feel like he gets the vibe. It's like, you know, Rek'Sai top is basically immortal.
Yeah.
Emphasis on base.
Uh-oh.
Like, genuinely, the Scion is more likely to die of old age than you need to kill him.
It's so true, actually. Chovy might have been baited here. He's just going to flash in instead. Now he's going to rocket belt. Yeah. Okay. Dashes, gets... Okay, they saw him.
Yeah, you're good, Chovy. Guy cut away.
This game is so silly. Like, if this were cleaner, I think Gen.G just has like a 5,000 gold lead and they just kind of do whatever they want. Instead...
They're down in kills.
Yeah. All right, well, surely he gets him here.
What are they doing?
Surely they get Canyon here. No, not meant to be. I don't think Canyon really ever...
He could have just walked away.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going.
They really dislike Showmaker in this one, and this time he looks like a much easier target.
Yeah, this is pretty straightforward, okay?
Solve some issues that they may have, but, you know, I don't feel like the time off has really helped them when you look at something like this. So now they've got even more knockups and more lockdowns. Keen is going to hit the 3-man knockup and just eventually die here. As they give the kill over to Lucid. Lucid now 3-0.
I'm not sure if there's like 3 champions more annoying for Rek'Sai to be like bounce house by.
Yeah.
I mean, not specifically bounce house, but like Aatrox, Scion, and Thresh. It's just like, you ain't getting away, buddy. Yeah, they wanted him. They wanted him dead, and he went down. 0-4-2, but does have his smite back up in a little bit.
Yeah. This is just going to get right into the pit. And with the wall down here, they're just saying, okay, we can flip it, that's fine. Does go over to Lucid, so they just say, all right, that's totally okay. Xiu trying to get out of here as the Scion, and he will. Even against all 5 of them. So now they're just kind of running on in. They didn't have a lot of vision, and now Dura's just going to go down. And they have a Scion behind them, so they kind of have to just go forward or through the Scion. A giant wall going to keep them all around. Double kill for Showmaker. And Canyon just flashing on out. Lucid gets over the wall. Smash picks up a kill, and DK have the gold lead.
Gen.G just kind of lose their minds in this situation. Dplus grabbed the dragon. The objective...
Yeah, this is really strange play from the...
Did they even remotely look to do that?
Yeah.
You're playing a comp who wants to engage and dive. They're kind of just walking towards them. If you do that, then Dplus win 10 times out of 10. No damage to Xiu, barely any damage to Lucid. He just doesn't cut through, right? Doesn't have Rabadons, doesn't have Void Staff. He's just not super relevant at the moment.
Yeah.
The damage isn't there for this composition.
Well, they're not really dealing with the Rek'Sai. He's just getting free plates and free stuff, and now they're going to pull the trigger as Showmaker leaves the fight, but not really able to stay around. They're going to stop the push, though. It's now Xiu, basically unkillable, especially without Chovy there and without the items. So a bit of damage to that bottom lane turret from the side of Gen.G at least. Yeah, just sieging up. We do have a deep teleport. This is from the Rek'Sai.
This is the angle they need.
They're going to have to close the gap. Not going to be easy against the Anivia, but they do have, oh, that wall, pretty nice, but not going to totally block them off. They're going straight for Smash, as a ton of damage does go in, but they do not take him down. Finally, there's the burst coming out from Chovy, but they have a problem in their backline. The MF can't do anything, but Showmaker taking up so much as well, and he's got Keen right on top of him. Meanwhile, Canyon will just take down the support, and this is looking eventually good for the side of Gen.G. Although Showmaker is going to try to flash to get away, but Chovy will just
the egg, the teleport!
No, the teleport egg! Unbelievable. And it is still going to be a good fight for the side of Gen.G. They will look for this dragon.
This is the fight that the Gen.G need. The backline access, getting on top of Smash. They do what that comp needs to do. Took them a while. They will get that 3rd dragon. Showmaker able to slip out.
Yeah, TP from Duro.
Canyon, both have flashes, importantly. So Showmaker Smash pretty vulnerable. Oh, Lucid?
Oh, Lucid doesn't have his flash, and yeah, he's just dead. Chovy gonna take him down, and it feels like Chovy...
Trying to contest without a jungler. The answer is no. Yes.
Well, I think it should be no. They're not fully committing. Like, they're just kind of poking their heads in. The issue would have been if they did overcommit and get caught out. But instead, just gonna let it go.
A lot of structures being picked up here by Gen.G. So I think they're just not going to get anywhere near.
Yeah. Looks like maybe the fight will be over the next Baron.
I think it's Elder. For, like, Elder flip. Where did it go? Oh, Lord.
He's still burning. And now they're just going to press the buttons out of them to engage. Find Smash in the front line, and down he goes. Well, actually, that was career. But they also did get Smash. As I'm losing my mind, Smash, though, does res, and he is kiting it out there, but eventually, finally does go down. The Aatrox kind of going insane, but CHOVY now does come over. And, yeah, it looks like the Scion eventually will finally go down. Surely, okay, he's actually going to flash the wall.
His name's Shiru, not Shirley.
Okay, well, he's still going to die eventually. I think they're just going to ignore him. No, they just say, you know what?
The
no,
Baron
you're
is
actually
easier to kill. The Baron is easier to kill. They'll move on to that instead.
It's true, it's true.
The game could have been over, but she was just immortal. Dplus kind of gets smashed into the ground, but their front line is...
Yeah, he's going to be able to take down the turret. It looks like nobody's actually here.
Showmaker's heading on over.
I mean, Showmaker has TP, but I do wonder if he's, yeah, he's like...
I kind of want the Anivia there before the fight starts.
Yeah.
He was having a terrible time.
He can't even really, like, step up to the Rexa.
This is tough.
Choose in the lane against CHOVY. That's not where he wants to be.
Ruler can actually just solo the Elder Dragon and take 0 damage.
This is, yeah, like... this is not where you want to be. Okay, so they might just try to send it. I don't know. They don't really have a good spot here. Showmaker is going to TP in.
Guys, the base. Oh, Ruler?
Okay, well, Paranoia is utilized. They're going to go in on to Lucid. And he does get peeled for, so... A lot of stuff does get used, though, as Showmaker trying to resist into CHOVY! And he's not able to! He is not allowed to at all. Smash, though, does have position. He's got a Lantern as well. Lantern now used. You see that Gen.G, they get Showmaker, but they know where the real carry is in this game, and it's CHOVY. And, yeah, everybody's just trying to step up and provide a front line for Smash, but eventually he doesn't have a front line, and Zero just walks through them, and they take him down. So, just like that, the game ends, and it looks like this time Shiu will finally, right? Okay, there he goes. Died to the 5 of them, as it is a clean ace for Gen.G, and they'll look to push bot and end the game.
It was a clean ace. It wasn't the cleanest game, and I think Gen.G not having the cleanest series, even dropping a game to Dplus, breaking the undefeated game streak. But this was a CHOVY masterclass, and he wasn't messing around. Just deleting people. Where did Showmaker go? In fact, he killed Showmaker so quickly, he gets to respawn. He has egg again. I don't think he wants to be alive. Oh, man.
No, he's...
Wait, Canyon.
Worth. All right, that's going to be the end of this one. Gen.G takes it down 3-1. Bit of a weird and wonky game number 4, but a win's a win. A 3-1 is a 3-1. Gen.G will walk their way on to the next stage of the upper bracket, whereas Dplus Kia will have to fight once again down in the bottom side.
Yeah, and I think ultimately for the side of Dplus, things to work on.